What's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 3. Today we're going to be talking about really focusing on basics. It's crazy because after 15 years of training, you realize there's so much that goes into a specific aspect of movement. Specifically today, the touchdown raise that I tried almost 100 attempts on Thursday, and each one, even though it looked the same, was actually a lot different with the mindset going into it. So even though this is going to be something that we're going to be covering back to basics, midway through the session my back started hurting. I still wanted to take a look at a few of these with you and show you what I found and also talk about the goal about what I'm trying to do. And if you're new to the channel, this is my journey of being over 30 and trying to land a double full swing, double cork. I've got a lot of cool physics and tricks and flips to talk about. By the way, if you guys like the music and stuff, as you know, you can check out the Alchemy Neuro channel here, where my main job is doing music production, and I've got a bunch of my releases on there as well. So yeah, let's get to the footage and we'll talk about what I learned. So what I'm essentially trying to do here is get my body to face the opposite direction of where I first enter the trick. Right now in this specific video, you'll see that my foot lands facing towards the AGC logo over there on the right. And that's going to cause me problems, as you'll see in my double cork attempts later. That's going to cut my flip and my height. And this right here is the bane of my existence. You'll see that my foot is actually pointed towards the right side of the wall, or the AGC logo. And what this is doing is closing my hips and going to make me travel whenever I flip. It also makes it harder to flip in general. So look at where my foot is and look at where I land. As you can see that I drift over across the line on the left. Check out these raise attempts that I have that you'll see my foot lands in the direction that I'm actually hoping to achieve. Now, even though my raise has its own set of problems, primarily with my swing angle and where my hips are aligned, I'm still able to get a really nice swing, even though I don't land the dub attempts. Still, it's really cool to even just be trying dub again from a raise. It's been a long time since I've landed one of these. So these next few clips are really interesting because you'll notice that I'm lifting and twisting just about as hard as I can, but the setup is really hindering my ability to reach my maximum potential for this skill. Even still, I get super close, but because I am not able to keep my legs straight, because my legs or my hips are closed, I'm not able to swing as hard and twist as hard as I normally would. It's also making me lift over to the side as opposed to flipping over the top, which would make my landing a lot easier. The flip comes late. So in terms of fixing these, what I have tried to achieve is really just how I attack and enter the skill in the first place, because everything with this angle matters. One thing that you'll notice other people do is some people swing their arm over to the side. Some people try to turn it into a back handspring. Some people try to step super forward whenever they enter with their right foot. Some people try to replace their base foot or their lifting foot. Sometimes you want to try to jump more, sometimes you want to jump left, sometimes you want to try to do like a crazy super over rotation, and sometimes you don't actually want to throw a kick before you enter the skill. These are all the kinds of things that I was playing around with today, and even though I didn't find a specific solution, I do think that one key thing that is going to help is going over the top more like I used to back in the day, and also maybe training flexibility so that way I can open up my left foot a little bit more. Even still, having power is what's most important. And I'm hoping that with the application of all these reps and stuff, I'm eventually going to find my happy place with this skill. It's important to remember that progress is non-linear, and some days I got it, some days I don't, and sometimes it takes me weeks, sometimes months in order to get back to feeling to where I was. But the key thing is to maintain consistency, to stay healthy and try to avoid injury. Like I said, my back started hurting, so I wanted to make sure that I could train, this upcoming week as opposed to trying to go too hard and then being out for a month. Remember to take care of your body, remember to, give your body proper nutrition and to stretch and to love yourself, right? Because this is the only body that you have. With all that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in episode 4.